Have you ever stopped to question the name we've been using for over 2,000 years? The name we speak at the end of every prayer. The name we cry out in moments of desperation. The name we sing in worship songs, shout in church, and whisper in the middle of the night. What if I told you that name, Jesus, never actually existed in his lifetime? I know that might sound shocking, even offensive to some. But stay with me. Because what you're about to discover is not an attack on faith, it's a deeper revelation of truth. And sometimes, the most powerful truths are the ones that have been hiding in plain sight all along. Let's take a journey, not just through language, but through time, culture, and covenant. A journey to rediscover a name that doesn't just carry sound, but carries power. A name that was whispered by his mother Mary, spoken by his disciples, feared by demons, and sealed into the heavens by the will of God. That name is Yeshua. We often forget that Jesus didn't speak English. Neither did his family. He was born into a Jewish family, raised in a Hebrew culture, and lived in a world shaped by the Torah, the prophets, and the promises of Yahweh. When the angel appeared to Mary in Luke 1 verse 31, he said something profound. You will conceive and give birth to a son, and you are to call him Yeshua. Not Jesus. Not a translated name, but a declaration. Because the name Yeshua means Yahweh saves. It wasn't just a title. It was a mission statement. Ye from Yahweh, the covenant name of God. Shua, meaning salvation or deliverance. So every time someone called his name, every time Mary said Yeshua while calling her son to dinner, every time the disciples cried out for him, they were literally saying, God saves. Let that sink in. They weren't just calling a person. They were invoking a promise. They were declaring God's very nature. No wonder the sick were healed at the sound of his name. No wonder demons fled, storms ceased, and the dead rose. But over time, something happened. As the gospel spread beyond Israel, it had to be translated. The New Testament was written in Greek, not Hebrew. And Greek had a challenge. It didn't contain the Y sound. It didn't have a SH sound either. And in Greek, male names typically had to end in S. So Yeshua became Isis. Later, as the Bible was translated into Latin, then into Old English, the name evolved into what we now pronounce as Jesus. But here's the critical part. In the process of translation, we lost meaning. In ancient Hebrew culture, names were not just labels. They carried prophetic power. A name declared someone's character, destiny, identity. When you called someone's name, you were speaking who they were. So when we say Jesus today, we honor him, yes. We believe in him, yes. But many of us have forgotten what his name originally meant. And here's the key. When you lose the meaning, you weaken the revelation. That's why this isn't just a language lesson. It's a call to deeper spiritual understanding. In Acts 4 verse 12, the apostles declare something profound. Salvation is found in no one else, for there is no other name under heaven given to mankind by which we must be saved. But when Peter said those words, he wasn't speaking English. He wasn't quoting a Greek manuscript. He was a Hebrew-speaking Jew proclaiming salvation through the name Yeshua. And in Acts 3 verse 6, when he says to the lame man, "In the name of Yeshua of Nazareth, walk." That man didn't just walk. He leapt. He praised. He was transformed. Why? Because Peter was invoking the full authority of heaven. Not just a sound. Not just a syllable. He was calling on the covenant-keeping, miracle-working, salvation-bringing name of Yahweh. So how do we apply this? It starts with understanding, and then moves to declaration. Here are 3 powerful steps you can begin using right now. Step 1. Recognize the authority. When you say, "In Jesus' name," don't let it become routine. Instead, pause. Say, "In the name of Yeshua, Yahweh who saves." Let the full weight of that truth settle in your spirit. You're not just closing a prayer, you're invoking heaven's covenant. Step 2. Replace fear with declarations. When fear attacks your mind, say out loud, Yeshua saves me from this fear. When your finances feel uncertain, Yeshua saves me from lack. When sickness touches your body, Yeshua saves me from disease. You're not just praying. You're declaring war, with the name above every name. Step 3. Practice it daily. Every morning, take 5 minutes. Say it out loud. Yeshua saves my marriage. Yeshua saves my future. Yeshua saves my family. Because the more you speak it, the more heaven's authority fills your atmosphere. Still not convinced? Let me share a real story. There was a woman named Sarah. She had been struggling with deep depression for over a year. She had prayed in Jesus' name. She had gone to church. She had read her Bible. But nothing seemed to break. Then one day, she heard a teaching about the name Yeshua. She didn't just learn it, she believed it. And from that day on, she began every morning declaring, Yeshua, Yahweh saves me from this darkness. Yeshua saves me from despair. Yeshua saves my joy. Within weeks, something shifted. The heaviness lifted. Her mind became clear. Her joy returned. Was it magic? No. Was it a new formula? No. It was understanding. She wasn't just repeating a name. She was declaring covenant truth over her life. And if it worked for Sarah, it can work for you. So now, the question is, what will you do with this revelation? Will you keep using the name out of habit? Or will you start declaring it with understanding? Today, I invite you to speak His true name, boldly and with faith. Say it with me. Yeshua, Yahweh saves. Type Yeshua in the comments right now. Let it be your declaration that God is saving you from fear, from sin, from every storm in your life. And if this truth has opened your eyes, share it. Someone you know might be crying out to a name they've heard their whole life, but never fully understood. Because His name isn't just what we call Him. It's who He is. Yeshua, Yahweh saves. And now that you know the truth, everything changes.